Have you ever wondered what truly makes for a happy old age? Is it health, wealth, or perhaps the people around you? While everyone may have different values, there are certain universal truths that many agree on. In today's video, I'll be sharing the 5 key things to reduce after turning 60. These are things that, when let go of, can help you lead a more fulfilling, peaceful life as you age. From the most common mistakes people make to the unexpected changes that bring joy, this video will guide you in creating a happy, healthy old age. If you're looking for practical tips on how to embrace your later years with a positive outlook and less stress, make sure to watch until the end. You won't want to miss the most essential advice for a joyful life in your golden years. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you liked this video. It helps me continue spreading these important lessons for old age. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment 1. And if you don't, comment 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Now, let's get started. In 5th place, reduce unnecessary relationships. A true friend is someone who connects with you on a deeper level, someone whose mental and emotional energy aligns with yours. Just having one real, meaningful friend can be more valuable than having a circle of acquaintances. This perspective is echoed by the lonely philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, who, despite spending his entire life alone, believed that authentic friendships were rare, and that fewer, deeper relationships were preferable to many superficial ones. You may find yourself relating to this idea, especially if you've ever envied those who seem to be the center of attention at social gatherings. Whether it's a lively dinner party or a solemn memorial service, it can seem at times that a person's worth is defined by the number of people surrounding them. I too once held this belief, convinced that the more people I knew, the more successful I would be. I became deeply involved in various social circles, taking on roles such as treasurer or president of alumni groups, attending weekend events, and maintaining a busy schedule. It was a time when personal interactions were more physical and face-to-face, unlike the digital ease of today. I thought the more time I spent with others, the stronger my friendships would be, and thus my success would grow. During this period of what I believed to be social success, I cultivated a wide circle of friends. But life, as it often does, threw a curveball. A business failure hit me hard, and I found myself in desperate need of help. I turned to those same friends I'd once been so close to, but the response wasn't always what I had hoped for. During these tough times, I learned a harsh truth. The true nature of people often reveals itself when things get difficult. Some friends stepped up while others disappeared. This was a wake-up call for me, a realization that many of those people I'd considered close friends were nothing more than acquaintances, their presence superficial, built on mutual benefit rather than genuine connection. This led me to reevaluate my relationships. I went through my contact list and started deleting those connections that no longer added value to my life. It was a liberating process. With each deleted contact, I felt lighter, more focused, and at peace. How many people are listed in your phone book or social media contacts that you haven't spoken to in years? Maybe you keep them there out of habit or perhaps in case you need something in the future. But as we get older, it's time to take a more selective approach to our relationships. Rather than investing energy into maintaining a wide network of acquaintances, why not focus on those who truly matter? True friends are those who will stand by you through thick and thin, not just those who show up when it's convenient. These are the people who contribute positively to your life, offering mutual support and understanding. Instead of feeling pressured to attend every social event or gathering, consider spending that time nurturing the relationships that bring you real joy and fulfillment. In the later stages of life, it's not about the number of friends or social connections you have. It's about the quality of the friendships that truly matter. Reducing unnecessary relationships, focusing on those that are meaningful, and investing your time in them will ultimately lead to a more peaceful, fulfilling, and joyful old age. In 4th place, reduce greed. Recently, I had the chance to reconnect with an old friend I hadn't seen in years. We spent hours reminiscing, catching up on our lives, and sharing our journeys. During our conversation, she mentioned something that caught my attention. Her husband, who had already retired, was still working. He had always been a hard worker and couldn't let go of the desire to keep growing his wealth. This drive to maintain financial independence was admirable at first, but it eventually led to an unfortunate incident. Her husband, eager to invest and increase his savings, fell victim to a sophisticated scam. He was convinced by someone who promised high returns through a securities investment. Trusting the advice, he transferred a large sum of money into the fraudulent company, believing it was a legitimate opportunity. Only a few days later, the truth came out. The company was a scam, and the money was gone. My friend was devastated, not just because of the financial loss, but because her husband had decided out of sheer greed, ignoring the warning signs. What struck me the most was that she had transferred money to help him out of her trust and belief in his judgment, only to find out that everything had been a lie. This experience reminded me of a critical lesson. After retirement, it's more important to focus on preserving what you've worked hard for rather than chasing after more. Retirement should be a time of peace, relaxation, and enjoying the fruits of your labor, not one of continuing to gamble with your security in the pursuit of extra wealth. In our younger years, the allure of increasing our wealth or gaining more can feel powerful. But as we age, the consequences of unchecked ambition become far more significant. The risks of seeking quick, tempting rewards can be too great, and the road to recovery from such mistakes may prove to be insurmountable. As the saying goes, it's easy to climb a mountain but hard to descend. It's natural to want more, to keep pushing for greater heights. But what we often forget is that greed can be like an insatiable fire, always demanding more fuel. When it burns out of control, it can destroy everything in its path. It's so tempting to accumulate more, to never feel like we have enough. However, as you get older, you begin to realize that letting go of that desire is one of the most important steps you can take. The climb may have been exhilarating, but the fall is much harder to bear. Learning to reduce the grip of greed, especially as we age, can protect us from future regrets and allow us to live with greater peace of mind. Ultimately, the goal in life isn't to continue striving for more material wealth, but to be content with what we have, appreciate the present, and make wise, careful decisions that safeguard our well-being. It's about focusing on what matters: health, family, and the joy of living a fulfilling, peaceful life, free from the destructive influence of unchecked ambition. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still with me. Thank you for your valuable time. As people age, their appetite often decreases, and older individuals tend to consume less food overall. In countries like Korea, many older adults rely heavily on carbohydrates as a significant portion of their daily caloric intake. However, this reliance can come at the expense of other vital nutrients, particularly protein. Studies have shown that many seniors experience insufficient protein intake, leading to muscle loss, weakness, and a general decline in health. Furthermore, older adults are often deficient in essential vitamins and minerals that are critical for maintaining overall well-being. To promote longevity and maintain vitality, it's crucial to embrace a more balanced diet that includes all 5 food groups: grains, protein, vegetables, fruits, and dairy. This ensures healthy aging and supports ongoing vitality. I want to share 3 essential eating habits that can make a significant difference. First and foremost, eating smaller meals more frequently throughout the day can be incredibly beneficial. While it may seem counterintuitive, eating less food in larger portions may not be as effective as eating smaller portions more often. This strategy allows the body to digest food more easily and absorb nutrients efficiently. Many elderly people prefer lighter meals, especially in the evening when digestion tends to slow down. Rather than sticking to the traditional 3 large meals per day, try breaking meals into smaller, more frequent servings that focus on nutrient density. Even with fewer meals, it's important to ensure that each one is carefully planned to include essential nutrients such as protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. The second essential habit is ensuring adequate protein intake. As we age, our body's ability to synthesize protein decreases, which can result in muscle loss and frailty. Insufficient protein intake is a significant concern for older adults, contributing to decreased mobility, poor bone health, and a weakened immune system. Additionally, a lack of sufficient protein intake has been linked to increased risks of chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and even certain types of cancer. Seniors must prioritize high-quality protein sources in their diets, such as lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy, legumes, and nuts. Incorporating these into regular meals helps maintain muscle mass, strength, and overall functionality, even when appetite decreases. Lastly, it's important to reduce the over-reliance on medications and supplements as we age. While medications play an important role in managing health conditions, many seniors tend to rely on them for managing common aches and pains or supplementing perceived deficiencies. It's essential to approach this tendency with caution. Overuse of certain supplements or medications can lead to adverse effects, and they should only be taken with proper medical guidance. Rather than turning to medication for every ailment, seniors should focus on maintaining a healthy lifestyle through balanced nutrition, regular exercise, and doctor visits. Proper diet and lifestyle choices form the foundation for reducing the need for long-term reliance on medications, helping seniors maintain independence and vitality. As we age, there is a natural tendency to talk more, to reflect on our past, share stories of triumph, struggles, milestones, and lessons learned. These stories carry great meaning, as they are reflections of the journeys we've walked and the experiences that have shaped us. But as we enter the later stages of life, it's essential to recognize that, in many situations, less talking can be far more valuable than speaking at length. One of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves and others in our senior years is the ability to listen deeply, understanding fully, and sharing our wisdom selectively. There is an old saying that, as you grow older, you should close your mouth and open your ears. While this may seem like simple advice, it carries profound significance. In this phase of life, where the years have gifted us with wisdom and insight, the most meaningful contributions to conversations or situations often come not from speaking, but from listening. Listening allows us to observe the world around us with a clearer perspective, shaped by the depth of our years. By listening more, we begin to notice things we may have missed in our younger years. The tone of someone's voice, the gestures they make, the quiet hesitations between words. In these small details lies true understanding. As we age, we also realize that speaking out of instinct can sometimes do more harm than good. There are moments when we feel the urge to share advice, correct someone, or offer our perspective. But with age comes the wisdom to recognize that, in some situations, silence speaks louder than words. The best advice is often the one given when it is truly needed, and when it will be most welcomed. This means there are times when it's better to hold back, refrain from giving advice prematurely, or resist the urge to provide a solution. By doing so, we create space for others to think, reflect, and come to their conclusions. It's not about withholding knowledge or wisdom. It's about knowing when the time is right for it to be shared. There are times when pretending not to know something can be a valuable tool. It might sound paradoxical, but feigning ignorance can invite others to engage more openly. This is especially useful when interacting with younger generations who may not always be receptive to advice or guidance from their elders. Sometimes, they need to make mistakes, learn their lessons, and discover things for themselves before they can truly appreciate the wisdom we offer. By stepping back and not immediately intervening, we allow them the space to grow on their own terms. In this way, we can guide them, not through direct intervention, but by giving them room to navigate their paths. I recently read an article where a young writer criticized older generations for not intervening when teenagers misbehave or engage in potentially harmful actions. The author argued that older individuals have a responsibility to step in and correct the behavior of younger people. While I understand this perspective, I believe we can have a more significant impact by choosing not to intervene in every situation. When young people make mistakes or act out, They are often not yet ready to accept advice or correction. Direct intervention can sometimes push them further away or create resentment. By remaining silent or observing from a distance, we allow them to make their own choices, learn from their mistakes, and eventually come to a point where they are ready to hear the wisdom we have to offer. Withholding advice can, in many ways, be a more powerful form of support than giving it immediately. This approach requires patience, self-restraint, and trust that the younger generation will find their way, even if it takes time. By modeling this behavior, we demonstrate thoughtfulness, patience, and emotional intelligence. We show that wisdom doesn't always need to be vocalized but can be present in our actions, understanding, and ability to listen deeply. In the end, mastering the art of listening and knowing when to speak helps foster deeper connections, build stronger relationships, and create a more meaningful impact on the lives of others. If you're still with me and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're still watching. Thank you for your valuable time. One of the most vital yet often overlooked aspects of having fulfilling and enriching conversations as we grow older is the ability to remain flexible. Flexibility is more than just a physical trait. It's a mental and emotional one that significantly impacts the quality of our interactions with others. As we age, our perspectives, beliefs, and habits can become more rigid. We may find ourselves holding on to certain viewpoints, sometimes simply because they have been ingrained in us for so long, or because we feel more comfortable with the way things have always been. While this can provide a sense of stability, it can also be a double-edged sword. One of the reasons conversations become more challenging as we grow older is that we tend to become more set in our ways, and this rigidity can create unnecessary barriers. As human beings, we naturally gravitate toward comfort and familiarity. But when we become too stubborn, we risk disconnecting from others, even from those we love deeply. Conversations may become less fluid, less engaging, and even more tense, as we find it difficult to open up to new ideas. We may be less inclined to accept different perspectives or embrace change, which can lead to miscommunications, frustration, and even feelings of isolation. The very act of clinging to old ways of thinking stifles the natural exchange of ideas that keeps relationships dynamic and alive. To overcome this, we must make a conscious effort to let go of stubbornness and approach our conversations with a mindset of flexibility and openness. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning our core values or beliefs. It means being willing to listen, understand, and evolve. It's about accepting that the world is constantly changing, and so are the people around us. We all evolve with time. Our needs, opinions, and even communication styles change. Meeting that evolution with grace and adaptability is essential. Letting go of stubbornness involves making room for new information, adjusting our thoughts when necessary, and remaining open to learning from those around us. This shift in thinking requires conscious effort, but the rewards are immense. By embracing flexibility, we not only enhance the quality of our conversations, but we also create deeper, more authentic connections with others. We become more empathetic listeners, more engaged speakers, and more thoughtful participants in our relationships. As we age, our ability to adapt allows us to stay relevant and present, not just with our loved ones, but with the world itself. Embracing a flexible mindset also means acknowledging that we don't have all the answers, and that life's constant changes can teach us valuable lessons no matter our age. We should never stop learning or growing, especially in how we engage with others. This openness doesn't just help us personally, it fosters an environment where others feel comfortable doing the same. The exchange of ideas, big or small, enriches our relationships, strengthens our bonds, and makes our conversations feel fresh and meaningful, no matter how many years have passed. Letting go of stubbornness doesn't mean losing our individuality or becoming passive. It's about adapting with purpose, approaching conversations with curiosity, and recognizing that flexibility is a strength, not a weakness. Ultimately, it's about finding balance, honoring the wisdom that comes with age while remaining open to the beauty and growth that emerge when we allow ourselves to evolve. alongside the changing world. As we wrap up today's video, I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned so far? Which of these 5 things to reduce will you bring into practice in your own life to help create a happier, healthier old age? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave your comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on all our future content, designed to help you live your best life at any age. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.